Lernick has asked for us to make a video about our favorite coins. I am happy to speak about my most favorite, the 1793 large cents. The group of 1793 cents includes three interesting and different types. First among them is the chain cent. The chain cent is one of the first coins struck at the original U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. The very first coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint is the 1787 Fugio cent. This coin will be the subject of a future video. The first director of the U.S. Mint from 1792 to 1795 was renowned scientist David Rittenhouse. In 1792 Rittenhouse chose Henry Voigt to cut the first regular dies for the 1793 cent. In the middle of January, Voigt began to engrave the obverse and reverse dies for the first copper coinage. The chain cent features a head of Liberty with wildly unkempt hair, and an aggressive, almost frightened look. The obverse design was rather sparse and empty compared to those that would come later. The reverse displays an interlocking chain with 15 links, representing the 15 American states in existence at that time. Both the words 1 cent and the fraction 1/100th appear within the chain. Along the outer edge is inscribed United States of America. On the first working die, the engraver failed to allow adequate room for the entire inscription, and it had to be abbreviated to United States of America. These early dies were cut by hand, rather than being made from master hubs as is the practice today. It is also said that the abbreviation may have been ordered by Rittenhouse in an attempt to balance the design. The edge of the 1793 chain cent is decorated with bars and vines with leaves. In February 1793, Rittenhouse formally notified the president and others that coinage was about to begin. The interest of our President Washington in the coinage is well known. As his residence was only a short distance from the mint, President Washington was a frequent visitor. February 22, President Washington's birthday, fell on a Saturday and was the date selected to strike the first U.S. copper coinage. The following week saw increased amounts of coins being made, and on March 1, the chief coiner delivered 11,178 chain cents. Over the next several days, an additional 25,000 cents were struck. When production ceased on March 12, 36,103 coins had been made for circulation. These were sent to local banks, where people were able to obtain them for use. Chain cents were only struck during late February and early March 1793. Mint records indicate that approximately 36,103 were produced. Only about 1,000 chain cents remain today. When coinage ceased on March 12, it was because the mint was out of planchets. Voigt had started to make more, but had barely begun when public criticism began about the first coins. A common complaint was that the new cents do not meet our expectations. The chain on the reverse is but a bad omen for Liberty, and Liberty herself appears to be in a fright. With criticism of chain cents becoming more common, the government ordered Rittenhouse to come up with new designs. Discussions were held in mid-March, and it was decided to improve the Liberty head and also to abandon the chain reverse in favor of a wreath. Voigt had already engraved a wreath for the silver center patterns of December 1792. As with the chain cent design, the new wreath cent design was likely approved by President Washington personally. The wreath cent dies were completed around the 1st of April, and minting resumed on April 4. All of the blanks on hand were struck by the 19th of the month. Despite continual difficulties, Voigt was finally able to resume minting on June 27 and in the next few days struck nearly 20,000 more cents. In all, there were 63,353 wreath cents struck in 1793 with the flowing hair obverse. There was also criticism of the wreath cent design, and government officials went back to the drawing board. This time, however, they brought in Joseph Wright, a famed portrait painter and skilled die maker. Working with Wright, Rittenhouse came up with revised designs for the obverse and reverse of the cent. The reverse was not actually changed that much, with cleaner lines and less berries cluttering the wreath. Wright's obverse features a Liberty head together with a Liberty cap. The cap is believed to symbolize America freed from the tyranny of the English. On September 18, 1793 the mint delivered 11,056 cents. At this very same time the yellow fever epidemic struck Philadelphia and everyone able to do so left the city. The mint did not reopen until November, and by this time had acquired a new engraver, Robert Scott. Joseph Wright had died of the plague in mid-September. In total, about 63,353 wreath cents were struck. Early specimens featured a stylized vine/bars design on the edges of the planchet, which was identical to that of the earlier chain cent. Later on, this was changed to a lettered edge reading 100 for $1. One variety of the wreath cent stands out, the strawberry leaf. On these cents, the trefoil sprig above the date looks like a strawberry plant. Only 4 such coins are known, and all are heavily circulated. The Liberty Cap large cent was minted from 1793 to 1796. This cent was created to satisfy the public objections to the chain cent and wreath cents. It was more successful, and it was continued into 1797. In 1795 the planchets became too thin for edge lettering to be placed on the coins. Due to the differences in individual dies used to produce these coins, there are over 100 known varieties for the series. Some of these include the variable shapes of the head or differences in the size and shape of the numbers in the date. Just over 11,000 1793 Liberty Cap cents were minted. Experts guess that about 150 or so still exist. In my own collection I have a 1793 chain cent graded Fair 2 Brown by NGC. I was able to recently purchase this coin from Matthew Holder, a member of our group. I also have a 1793 wreath cent graded About Good 3 by PCGS. This coin was purchased from Larnick, and may be the first coin I ever bought from him. I do not yet have a 1793 Liberty Cap cent, but maybe in 2022. Thank you for watching the video, and look for more exciting coin videos in the future.